Oh, Edison, what are we gonna do about you?
On YouTube, it's your boy, the Memphis XL, right? Welcoming you back to the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days we duel in a different deck every single day. Today, everybody, is going to be an interesting challenge for day number 11. We're taking a look at an Edison format deck, which is going to be a little interesting on EDO Pro because there's no ban list for it, so it might get a little weird today. But we're trying out Edison format for the very first time. I won't say that I'm good at Edison format or anything like that, but I'm going to give my best foot forward. We're going to be playing what effectively boils down to Quickdraw Dandy Warrior, which is a deck that's all about, you know, Quickdraw, Synchron, and Dandelion. Oh my god, I haven't used this card in years, but we're playing a combination of these two, some synchros, some generic things that are good in Edison format, that sort of thing. So we got ourselves our deck here today, as suggested by Mr. Spicy Boy, who wanted to take a look at the good old Edison format and see what the hype is about. Now, I did practice a little bit Edison format. I found that there's a lot of floodgates and things like Macrocosmos and Skill Drain and things like that. A lot of trap cards in Edison format. So I did consider just straight up Jinzo, but I think playing anti-meta my first time through is just kind of no. Plus, we already did a Jinzo deck. So we're just going to be taking a look at this deck in EDO Pro. We're going to go up, show off the wombos and the combos, the what do's and the what not do's. And have ourselves a good old time. We're going to see how this is going to go. I might have to dip into my Discord and see if there's anybody there to play, because I don't know how many people are going to be playing Edison format, but we'll find out. So, enough talking. Let's get into the action, show off what this baby can do, and have ourselves a good old time. Alrighty, everybody, our first opponent. Another day and another card game. And I still haven't figured out whether first or second's better in Edison. I think going first is better generally, considering all the things that go into it. So what do we have for an opening hand? It's an interesting affair. A little bit of this, a little bit of that sort of thing. And I see my opponents already start with the traps. I've noticed in Edison, with the little I've done of it, a lot of traps in this format, a lot of trap heavy decks. That's why like Royal Decree and stuff are really good here. Ooh, Miss Valley Soldier Boy. Okay. That's new. Okay. Now that's a top deck. Now that's a top. Did you know that Heavy Storm was legal in this format? It's crazy. Now there are counters to this, of course. You might have Dark Bribe. We'll see in a minute. Or he'll have that as well, just to draw another card. That works too. Okay. I had to try. I had to try. I really had to try. Oh, when you expect battle traps, you get anything but. Alright, so my opponent gets all the draws in the world, that's fine. We're going to summon out a Lone Fire Blossom. This card works really well in tandem with like our Dandelion, but we don't have Dandelion just yet. But we're instead going to go for this thing. Titanial Prince, well actually, we'll go for Lone Fire Blossom number 2 first. Gotta go the Lone Fire Blossom route. Deck thinning is always a good thing. And now we'll summon out Titanial, Princess of Camellias. She's nice and big. And if I had my Dandelion, it's an amazing card because I can tribute the tokens in order to negate stuff. So it's just a nice big body on the board. So we'll beat over the Mist Valley Soldier. Thankfully, there's not too many hand traps in this format. Karibo is still a thing, but I don't know if many people play the Karibo. Hard to say. But we'll go ahead and end our turn for now and see where this goes. You know, as we go, as we do, we'll see where this is going to happen. Like I said, I'm still new to Edison format. The particulars are still a bit new to me. But we will figure it out as we go. Again, with the face downs. A lot of traps, like I said. Ooh, there's Quickdraw. We will need him later. For now, we'll summon Synchron. Just to have another body on the board to beat over things, and we'll see where this goes. You know? It's a nice, much like with GOAT format, Edison's really fun because of the fact that you don't need to worry about, like, you know, hand traps or omni negation or, well, there's floodgates. There's plenty of floodgates. Macrocosmos, banished decks are very rampant in this format. because a lot of the there's not a lot of things to recover banished cards in Edison. There's a couple things, but not a lot. So there's just like a lot of banishment of things in this format, and that is the tricky thing. Assault Beast. Assault modes are in here? Dang, I didn't know that. All right. I mean, I only have the one Mirror Force. It's at 1 in this format, so I gotta be careful. I'm gonna be careful not to waste that. All I really want to see, though, is either Raikou. I would like to see either Raikou or my Dandelion. Those are my best cards, especially when combined with our Quickdraw. So we'll see where this goes. All right. I have a feeling that they have like Torrential Tribute, but we'll have to just wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. You know, we can't just sit idle by and let our opponent build up their board. That's very important in Edison as well, is that you just gotta keep the pressure on. Very important to keep the pressure going. So we'll just keep hitting our opponent with these things, and so far, so good. So far, I mean, my opponent's not doing anything like crazy with their deck so far, which is very helpful to us. So we'll see where this goes. Assault B. I didn't even know Assault Mo was in this format. That's the thing about Yugioh Pro. It doesn't have a dedicated Edison format list, which would be nice to have, because I can dick around with a new format. Oh boy, the Fiber Dragon. He is legal in this. He is very legal in this. Again, though, I'm not going to waste my one trap. I'm mostly saving this in case I really need it. Because, again, this was like one of. But yeah, I really wish Yugioh Pro had a ban list for this format. Because then I could really do some funky things. Like, see what cards are legal. Like, there's a website with a whole card pool. But it doesn't make it easy to make a deck out of. It does not. I had to look through, like, what other people have done before, which I don't like to do. But that's what I had to do to make this deck working. So, we'll see where to go. I mean, so far, we're in a pretty good spot. I have my Giant Princess and Camellias. She's kind of the boss right now. And we have Raikou now. We do like to set up the grave, because we do have things like Quillbolt, Hedgehog, and the Dandelions. They're very youthful here. All right. And this card battles a monster that was not destroyed. Okay. Totally fine. I mean, I want Raikou to be flipped. That's kind of his whole shtick. All right. So Raikou the Light Swan's Hunter. Indeed, we shall be destroying one of these set cards because I don't trust them. Assault mode activate. I should have known. Oh, and there goes my Jark Reed. Oh, well. Oh, well. I mean, I had to stop him from doing something. All right. Pretty good. Pretty good. I think I have a Light Dark in the graveyard now, so now I can summon my Chaos Sorcerer. Very epic. Although I don't like banishing Raikou, because then if I have my other junk synchron, that could be useful. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and banish with Chaos Sorcerer. In Edison, it's a quick effect for this for some reason. That's like, it's old school Yu-Gi-Oh rules. Imperialist Iron Wall. I see. You were ready to counter the meta. I see. I don't know how that works with Bottomless. That's a good question. I would assume Bottomless still destroys, it just doesn't banish. I don't know how that works. I honestly don't know. We'll see. But regardless, I'm still pretty set. I mean, I've got 2 big monsters. I don't have my synchros yet, which is unfortunate. That's what... well, I've got my main tuner. I need my non-tuner. That's kind of the big one. I need the non-tuner. But unless one of these is a battle trap, I think I'm okay. I think so. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, he has another monster. Okay. That's acceptable. Come on, Dandelion. Where's Dandelion? I want to see my Dandelion. What can I say? Okay, so we got Lila. Spell trap removal is so important in this format. So we're going to use Lila here. Good old Lila. We're just going to switch her to defense and pop one of these. Because I don't trust him. And my opponent surrenders. Okay, I won my very first duel. Well, not my... I practiced and I lost. But I won my first on-camera duel in Edison format. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, Thomas. You're walking down on me with that Dandelion, holding it against me. I need to get it into it. All right, but that's the idea of this deck. We're just trying to go with the motions. What cards we get, we play around them. And if I get to Dandelion, we can get into some serious combos. So let's go for duel number 2. Show off more what this deck can do. All right, well, I had to dip into the Discord after all. My boy Jank Maker's up in here. My boy Jank Maker is going to be joining us for today. He's a good dude. He joins us for the streams a lot. So he's got his deck, which I believe he said he got his like GOAT format deck. So it's going to be a little different. But hey, I've got the Dandelion. I've got lots of good stuff. 60 card, no extra deck. Is this Monarchs? That could be bad. I don't like the Monarchs. The Monarchs are scary. All right, but what do we have for an opening hand here? Tricky wicket. I set the Dandelion. It's a new day. It's time for some good old-fashioned dandelion, and let's see where this is gonna go. All right, nothing just yet. All right, this is good though. Let's go ahead and tribute summon. Or do I want to? Nah, let's go for Lila. Let's take things nice and slow. In Edison, it's actually okay sometimes just to take things slow. But we're gonna use Lila, good old Sorceress Supreme. Jackie, he plays this in modern Yu-Gi-Oh too. He does. He loves that MST. Such a trolly card. All right. So now we're just gonna wait and see. I still don't know what deck this is. 60 card in GOAT format could be a lot of weird things. That's hard to say. Twin-headed behemoth. Okay. Now there's some old school cool card. Jack, you gotta love this guy. He loves playing some really silly cards. He really does. This is why, again, I would really like it if EDO Pro had a ban list for friggin' EDO. I'm losing my words. I wish that there was an Edison format list in this format. That would have been cool. But yeah, I'm just going to keep setting stuff. And I'm going to set my own MST. No one expects the MST. Back in this day, this card used to be like limited because spell trap removal that was easy was like too good. Although, you know, what's it called? Heavy Storm is legal. Anyway, you've triggered the Dandelion! You fool! The Lion of Dandy. We do gonna go play Charge of the Light Brigade. We do like to mill a little bit in this deck. Not like a ton, but to a degree, it is actually really good in this deck. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 5 monsters, so why not? Pot of Avarice, turn. Get me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 monsters back. I'm actually going to leave Morphin Jar so I can use it for synchros and stuff. All right, what are we going into? Not bad at all. And I'm going to flip up Raiko, the Light Swan's Hunter. With this, I will pop my... let's pop that middle one. Howling Bug. I should have known. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh. This is going to be fun. All right, here's what we're going to do. What's about Junk Synchron? Junk Synchron, of course, lets us revive a low-level monster. And this is going to be really fun. This is one of my favorite synchros I've ever seen in my life. We're going to summon out, using everything, the Mythworm. Mythworm. Swatch both of them back to the hand, Mythworm. There you go. Alrighty, so now we've done all that. Let's go ahead and battle phase and attack with the worm. I love this card. I don't know what it is about Mistworm. I just think the card's funny. It's a really funny card, you know? Just target up to 3 cards, shuffle them back into the hand. It's pretty cool. And we'll go ahead and set Decree. I find the Decree is almost necessity in Edison format because there are a lot of traps. There's just so many trap cards. It's crazy. So it's kind of like you have to play it almost. And I'm going to go ahead and activate the Jug of Greed. The Jug of Greed, Yugi boy. I'm still not sure what my... I really want to know what Jack is up to. That is the thing. My boy is trying, but I'm not sure what he's trying to do. Let's summon out Card Trooper. Card Trooper. Do the card trooping. Mill out some cards. Please send Dandelion to the graveyard. That'd be great. Aha! We got him. Sweet. It's always a good day when the fluff token. Granted, I can't tribute. Well, I thought I was going to, but that's fine. That's totally fine. So let's see what this is. I have a feeling there's Cyberjar in here somewhere. No, that's not Cyberjar. It's Howling Bug. All right. Howling Insect. I'm starting to pick up what Jank is trying to put down. Maybe. It's hard to say. It really depends on what he summons off of this bug. That'll tell us what he's up to. Very interesting. Because either this is some kind of weird bug deck, or I think it might be Chaos Sorcerer. Maybe. Just the fact that oh no, not him. Not the 12 infecting virus. That's not good. That literally will destroy everything I know and love. Who's Thunder? Alright, the token. Well, this is an unfortunate series of events. The Lone Fire helps, but that's going to be later. This is some kind of weird bug deck. What in goodness gracious is he up to? Oh. Ah. I see. Fascinating. I mean, one good thing is that even if Card Trooper does get destroyed, he will net me another card. That's kind of his whole shtick. That's why he's called the Card Trooper. He's all about cards. Alright. Unfortunately, I don't have, like, Call of the Haunted or anything like that, but I don't think I'll need it. I got Lone Fire Blossom, so I think we'll be okay. I just need to deal with Tribe-infecting virus. Now I have multiple ways to do that, which is always the trick. Alright. Go forth, Lone Fire Blossom. Do as you did before, and hopefully I didn't mill Titanial. I'm not even going to check, because I knew she was going to be right there. There's my girl. There she is. Alright, Titanial. I need you to beat up the virus. Cure the virus, Titanial! There you go. It feels so good when you can actually play the game and not get interrupted every second. I mean, granted, again, in a lot of Edison duels, there is a lot of interrupts, but not as many as you'd think. It's mostly like, you know, there's something to get like Dark Bribe and things to stop your spell traps, and there's still floodgates and things. I see. You have a set card, sir. It'd be a shame if it got hit by MST. Ah. The foot is on the other shoe. There'll be no Mirror Force today. Although I was prepared for Mirror Force, but this works too. Alright. I'm thinking set the hog. Set the hog and attack everything that's face down. If I feel like if I destroy this, he's just gonna keep getting it back. Which appears to be the game plan at the moment. It's just like keep monsters on the board. So I'm really good. I like seeing when Jank makes these silly decks that, like, you never know what he's trying to do. You never know. And then it's just such a joy when you finally find out. I think this is something to do with, like, Ultimate Moth. For certain, it has something to do with that. And the Twin-Headed Behemoth will come back. That is true. It will come back. Alright. But as it stands, I mean, we're pretty set. I do have the Daniel. She's a 2,800 point beat stick. And if I had some of these tokens of mine, she'd be getting some negates of targeted stuff, which is still useful. Forrest Gump. Mama always told me that life was like a box of chocolates. Empress Manus. Oh my goodness gracious, that's cool. Okay, now the deck makes slightly more sense. Thinking here. You silly Billy. I could stop this, but I respect my opponent too much just to negate everything willy-nilly. Besides, I get to do other stuff too. So here's what we're going to do next. No. Tempting, but no. We're going to tribute Quillball Hedgehog for Caius the Shadow Monarch. This is like one of the best tributes in Edison format, at least as far as I know. I was also considering, like I said, Jinzo's probably really good in this too because of all the traps. But Caius is cool. He's got like the crazy dark ball of destruction. Alright, so now we know more of what this is about. This is like big old bugs. And it's about making bugs bigger. Okay. I mean, I'm just having a good time. The nice thing about this matchup is that both of us are getting to do stuff. And ultimately, that's what's missing from modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like, there's not a lot of people both getting to do stuff. I thought that that's like the worst thing about modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like, there's too much people just stopping the other person from playing. Oh, I wish I had my I have recoverability to get back my dandelions. I just don't have it at the moment because I used it. Wait a minute, hold on. One dandelion. I have the other dandelion, just don't have it at the moment. Alright. Summon forth Junk Synchron. And we use his effect. And we're gonna revive. Revive the Raikou. We're gonna revive Raikou. And we're gonna revive Quillbolt Hedgehog, thanks to his power. I'm still pretty sure that Quillbolt is legal in this format. If I'm wrong, just correct me. But as far as I can tell, he is legal. So we're gonna go for Junk Warrior here. Good old Junk Warrior. Because he's gonna get bigger thanks to the Quillbolt Hedgehog. Alrighty. So now let's go ahead and ye olden battle phase. We'll keep. I think that's the last of his flying Kamakiris, right? I think so. Who's you gonna flip into? Who you gonna float into? No, he had another one. And another one. Okay, I'm just gonna keep attacking these things. Go away, pesky bugs. Alright. I imagine that there's probably, like, not Killer Needle, although that's cool, too. I imagine that there is a... reasoning in here somewhere. I would reason this. Imagine there's got to be something for milling out the cards, but yeah, I got like lots of monsters in the grave. Would not be surprised if Chaos Necromancer was in here somewhere. It's possible. It's possible. That freaking Killer Needle. A huge bee with exceptional strength. Particularly dangerous in a swarm. That's just such an old school cool Yu-Gi-Oh card. I like the old artwork was just better. And let me tell you, the card text was better too. What just happened? Oh no, he didn't have a monster to summon out. Who was the level 5 you were trying to go into? Oh, there he is, Hercules. Damn goat format. Curse you, goats. Alright, well, I think we're just gonna go ahead and attempt to swing for the game. It all depends on what this face-down monster is. Let's see. Pinch Hopper. Oh no. He can summon any bug. Infect. Okay. I mean, this is still gonna be. I'm still gonna be able to beat over the Insect Queen. Because it's not strong enough to stand up to Junk Warrior, but it's cool to see. It's cool to see Insect Queen. All right. Well, I think this is gonna be game, but there you go. It's another example. This is what our deck is just trying to do. Just like a little synchro plays here and there. And then some of our fancy stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go for, like, some of the cards I wanted to, but that's all good. So I'll wish our boy a hearty GG in a second. Wait for the light points to go down. And we'll go ahead and go for a third duel. Might be Jank again with a different deck. We'll see in a minute. Alright, so I had a good old fun time with my boy Jank Maker. Well, let's go ahead and try and get ourselves another duel against an Edison actual player. So that's what we got here. What do we have for an opening hand? Not a lot. I mean, I've got my Junk Synchron. He can punch really hard. That's what he does. He got them fists of fury. So we'll attack our opponent with the Junk Synchron and hope for the best. Don't yet know what my opponent's up to. Oh, Trigodia, of course. Trigodia is very much in this format, so I can be saying that's going to be here. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and set a couple of cards. And we'll see where this goes. I mean, that Trigodia is bigger than I am. So I'm hoping he tributes it for something like, I don't know, Caius or something to like. Somebody. Anybody. I really don't have a lot going for me just yet. We'll see where this goes. We'll see. Opponent is really going for the Upstart Goblins. I did consider Upstart in this format because it is at 3. But then I'm like, I don't want to give my opponent free life points. Not really. Alright, well, they're just going to go for battle phase, I see. Probably should have expected as much. But we'll see where this goes. What field spell are you getting? Gear Town. That could be Trixie. I didn't even know Ancient Gears were in this format. Alright. I mean, I as well just so happen to have my, if I could click the buttons right, My own Tragodia! Ha ha ha! What say ye to that, sir? What say ye? Alrighty. I mean, we're showing a pretty good spot. Let's see what, another Caius, really? Alright. Tribute summon. Pardon me. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and banish that Tragodia. I don't like him on the board. He's too big. Oh yeah, he's a dark. He'll take damage. Sweet. Alrighty. So let's have Caius do his thing. I have a feeling he might have another Tragodia, but we'll find out in a minute. No other Tragodia. Okay, cool. I like that the Caius is doing. He rarely gets that burn part off. People forget about old Caius. This guy was cool back in the day. I'm gonna have nice things to say about him when we do our card talks video on Caius. No. I do not trust you. Pardon. Oh my goodness, I got the coughs. Oh boy. This could be bad. Gajiltron Dragon. Man, Edison has some weird stuff in it. Black guard. Ugh, that's gross. Ugh, gross. Nasty. Disgusting. Armageddon Knight. Okay. I mean... It's gonna be an interesting one, because now this is gonna be... Oh. We're just gonna pop the token right away. That's nasty. That's mean. But also kind of cool. Alrighty. Well, unfortunately, I think my bum opening hand is gonna be the death of me, because my opponent has Rescue Cat, and apparently no traps. I was prepared for the traps. I was not prepared for X-Saber Airbellum. Are you gonna go for Airbellum? That's like the worst synchro ever, but I think you might. No, it's Arcanite Magician. That was my next choice. Yeah, unfortunate this. Well, I guess I'll activate this just to say I activated it. I was prepared for a much less intuitive opponent. My good man. I mean, let me think about... Oh yeah, I'm just dead. I think, am I dead? I'm pretty sure I'm dead. I'm like 99% sure math is on my side that I'm just dead. So, regrettable that we've lost this final duel, but, you know, there's all sorts of times, or all sorts of... No, not Caius! I needed him for stuff. Alright, well, yeah, I'm going to be losing this one, but that's okay. At least he didn't finish me off with my own Caius. That would have been bad. But let's go ahead for the end screen, I should say. Because we showed off a decent amount of what this deck is trying to do. And it's still my first time at Edison. I'm sure we'll be doing more Edison in the future. As difficult as that will be, trying to figure out what cards are legal or not. But I'd like to play some more Edison in the future. Maybe we'll try Frognarks next or something like that. Really abuse Caius. But for now, let's go for the end screen. We'll talk more about this deck. Alrighty, everyone. So the Quickdraw Dandy Warrior deck actually went 2-1, which is way better than I was expecting. Yeah, I got one of my boys off of the Discord to duel with me, but I still won 2 times with this deck, which is 2 more than I was expecting, because I'm totally a noob at this format. I don't know all the good stuff and all the strats. All I know is that there appears to be 2 types of that. There's the back row heavy decks with like the floodgates and the banishing of stuff and all that. And then apparently you have like monster heavy builds, which is what my last opponent was using. So there's some good variety. I just wish there was a ban list so I could really explore that a little easier, you know, just a little bit. It's just easier for me to look it up on here on EDO Pro than it would be to go on like the card pool site that there is. But I had a good time, you know. Thank you again, Spicy, for suggesting today's deck. Thank you, Jankmaker, for showing up to, you know, duel me and show off, you know, help me show off more what this deck is about. And we got to show off a decent amount of what was in this deck. Not everything. This was like so many things this deck can do. We didn't get to see everything. I didn't even get to summon out Drill Warrior. I'm about to make a new thumbnail at this one because this guy is on my original thumbnail. But regardless, I hope everybody at home enjoyed today's episode. If you did, hit the like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And tomorrow is going to be day 12. And Sir Memphis is going to be stopping by and be playing some Dragon Mates. So that ought to be good. So until next time, everybody, stay safe and happy. Have a wonderful day. Here is the deck list for all of you who are curious what we're playing. And if you want to try out some Edison format, this is what we're doing. So for our main deck, we have 1 copy of Tragodia. We have 1 copy of Titanial. 2 copies of Caius the Shadow Monarch. 1 Chaos Sorcerer, 1 Saber Dragon, 1 Tricky, 2 Quickdraw Synchrons, a Lila the Lightsworn, 3 Junk Synchrons. We have Neospatian Grandamore, 1 copy Necrogarda, 2 Lone Fires, 1 Card Trooper, 2 Dandylions, 1 Quillbolt, 1 Morphin Jar, 2 Raikou, 1 Cyber Valley. We have Heavy Storm, Reinforcement of Arms, Mind Control, Pot of Avarice, Lightning Vortex, Swords of Revealing Light, Foolish Burial, Charge of the Light Brigade, Mystical Space Typhoon, 2 copies of Bottomless, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Torrential, 1 Dust Tornado, 2 copies Karma Cut, 2 copies of Jar of Greed, and 2 Royal Decree. After the extra deck, we have things like X-Saber Waned, 2 copies Junk Warrior, 2 copies Drill Warrior, 1 Iron Chain Dragon, 1 Turbo Warrior, 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon, Junk Archer, we have Black Rose Dragon, Nitro Warrior, Stardust, Red Dragon Arcfiend, 1 Bitworm, and Chimeratech Fortress Dragon, just in case we're up against machines. After the side deck, little things here and there. There's good old Gores. I really wanted to consider Gores, but we have a lot of like back row that we don't always get to remove, so it really depends on the build. But you know, sometimes Gores just drop them on the board. If you want another Caius, just guarantee like banishing your opponent's stuff, maybe sub out the Chaos Sorcerer or something for this. Cyber Dragon is a free body on the board, so he's always good in the deck. Good old Tricky, again, it just depends on like what you're trying to do with the deck. If you're gonna go for some more level 8 synchros and things, I would recommend more of these. There's good old Sandkin, who can search out your less powerful monsters like your Junk Synchron, Lone Fire, what have you may. Torn Apart was a card I really wanted to put in this deck because you can use this in conjunction with Junk Synchron to summon out Junk Warrior, and then your opponent can't use traps when you battle. Although, unfortunately, when I revived this with Junk, he was negated. That doesn't work, apparently. So, it's a little tricky to use, but it's still a fun card to try out. Good old Pot of Avarice, you want to get into a long grind game. This is useful for recovering your cards. You have, again, Upstart Goblin, draw more cards. Your opponent gets life points, but sometimes you need those draws. Good old Scapegoat, get yourself some free tokens. More Karma Cut. I find that Karma Cut's like a really good card in this format, both because removing cards from play is really useful, and because we like a lot of graveyard setup. I also considered Scrap Iron Scarecrow as just like a very funny tech card in this deck, because we, you know, battle phase shenanigans are a thing, so why the heck not? There's also things like Skill Drain and Solemn Judgment if you want to get really technical about how this format works. But also, really good card to consider as well, if you're up against, like, again, floodgatey sorts of decks, is something like Jinzo. Unironically, Jinzo is probably one of the better tribute monsters in this format. Goes right up there with Caius, just because, you know, a lot of back row things in this format, so just summon the guy who says no to back row. So that's the deck, everybody. Hope you did enjoy it. Let me know what you thought about Edison format and whether you want to see more of it, because I personally, I'm tempted to see more of it. I just got to figure out what cards I can play and what I can't. So until next time, everybody, y'all stay safe and happy. You have a good one. See you again soon.